right. How should I start? I don't really talk about the stuff that I think about. I don't think a lot of people do, but for the most part, excuse me, for the most part, I kind of just feel like it wouldn't really make sense to anyone. It kind of just feels like it only makes sense in my head because I would start with like one topic and somehow get to something completely random and I get fixated on that. And I tend to be scatterbrained, so let's see how this goes. But today I kind of just had a thought in my head. It's this one specific dream that I had. I can't get it out of my head no matter how much I can try and have any more fascinating dreams as I do. This one does not want to leave. And funny enough, it was a half lucid dream. I was definitely in control of what I was doing, and I knew I was dreaming, but I feel like it made it scarier because of that. I think I've only ever lucid dreamed like twice, and this just happens to be one of them. So I'll just probably just start from the last thing I remember of it, the most important part, I guess. I remember I was like in my house. I was on the second floor, and I was in my room. And I knew it wasn't the second floor because, well, it was the second floor because it reminded me of my room almost exactly, except there were like certain things out of place, like the proportions weren't right, and I remember. I think I was looking at the far wall, and it just didn't look right. Just like it seemed much taller than how you would remember your own room, and I was just like, instantly I remembered this can't be it. And at that moment it felt like the biggest freight train just hit me right in the head. Because for whatever it was worth, I not only knew I was dreaming, I felt scared. I don't know why. I just felt scared. And of course, it's a dream, so you can't really remember everything. But I think I woke up a little bit during the transition period between the part I remember the most and to me realizing I was in a dream. But I then found myself at the bottom of a driveway. It wasn't my driveway, and it almost seemed like a half representation of like a driveway from like a much richer neighborhood. And my car was parked there. And the two front doors were open, and the hatch on the back was open. And somebody was there. I didn't see who it was. I remember that they were a bit taller than me. I'm a tall fellow myself, but they were a bit taller than myself. And they were on the complete opposite side where I was. And I, at this moment, I knew I was in a dream, but I don't know, something spoke out from, I guess, my dream side, because I just said, "Who are you?" Because, I just didn't see them. I didn't know what to think. And I started walking around the right side of the car, and they like matched my movements so perfectly that I still couldn't see their face. My car is not a high car. It's not an SUV or anything. It's it's a low car, and I was following them, trying to get it just to see their face. I got to where they were at the back of the hatch, and at that point they were towards the front of the car. And I just remember I kept saying to myself, "Who are you? Who are you?" And well, I wish I could remember, because when I saw their face, I woke up. That's what I remember last. That dream happened maybe 6 months ago. I didn't write it down. I haven't talked about this like openly to anyone. But I remember it so clearly. I'm just wondering who that was. It felt like a real person was like standing there, because I knew I was dreaming. I was lucid dreaming, and it felt like that person knew that I was half awake, realized their mistake, and all of a sudden woke me up just by looking at me.